From the heart of Conway, Arkansas, under the lights at Ferris Field inside Natalie Shock Stadium. It's an in-state showdown. The Razorbacks of Arkansas and the UCA Bears on ESPN. Two programs, one state, and plenty of pride on the line. And with that, we say hello, JB Brazil, alongside former ACC champion Dorian Kraft. And Dorian, for the second time this year, these two teams will go at it. This is what college softball in Arkansas is all about.
Well, anytime Arkansas and Central Arkansas get together, it's not just about the game. Now, obviously, both programs want to get the win, but this game is about softball in the state, both where it's come from and where it's going in the future is so bright.
I think it's indicative by what you see, how many fans are here in the stands, the young fans as well. The sport has certainly grown nationwide, but most importantly, inside the four corners of the natural state, it is blossoming. Second meeting between these two teams, it was what we mentioned. Arkansas got the best of the Bears, a 10-2 win, but Central Arkansas felt like they did some things right in the circle.
Yeah, that score not really indicative of the way that the game played out, and there's no such thing as moral victories, but Bears head coach Kayla Lucas thought that they did a good job by limiting Arkansas in terms of keeping the ball in the park. Razorbacks hit singles. They didn't hit home runs. It was the defense that let UCA down, and that's uncharacteristic.
Certainly is. UCA, a team with a lot of speed. It certainly will come into play today. And then Arkansas, some power and power aplenty. Both teams hit the ball well. Should make for a lot of fun. We'll have first pitch from Conway coming up. Welcome back to Conway, Arkansas. The Razorbacks coming off winners of 4 straight, a sweep of UConn this past weekend. They beat UCA a week ago. Very frigid temperatures,
to
cold
say the
day
least.
it was, elementary day as well. Much different feel today, certainly, but anytime these two teams play, you always feel like there's a little bit of extra, maybe energy on the line, perhaps.
Well, again, this matchup is about so much more than just the softball that's being played. There's a great energy due to the crowds. They always draw well here in Conway, and this is a really tough matchup. Arkansas at number 9, 10 in the nation. They're a consistently great program, and the offense this year, Courtney Deifel has had some really good offenses, but this one might be the best. Top to bottom, they are so consistent, and as it has for the last 4 years, it all starts with their table setter, Reagan Johnson. She is such a difficult out, tremendous bat control, just 2 hits away from owning the all-time record at Arkansas.
Yeah, the consistency that she's been able to display starts things off, but 1 through 9, they're about as complete as it gets.
Yeah, and Courtney Deifel said as much. She said, we've had really good offenses, but this team produces in a way that some of her other teams hasn't, and it makes it really difficult on the opposing team because there is no let up 1 to 9.
for Central Arkansas, though. You've got a pitcher in Bailey Runner who is really not afraid of any big-time talent. She's played a lot of Power 4 teams in her days. She's a player that when she's got the control, she's really tough.
Yeah, Bailey Runner, mid to upper 60s. She's going to live low in the zone. She wants to work her curve, work her drop, really stay down, and then she's got a changeup that she can use at almost any count. But the key for Bailey Runner today, she has to locate well. She does have more walks than strikeouts. That's something that's concerning Arkansas, usually a very patient program. She's also given up a lot of extra base hits, and as we just mentioned, Arkansas is a team that can hit for power.
A team that didn't get any extra base hits against UCA a week ago. Hoping for something similar is Bailey Runner, and we're just about set. Reagan Johnson will stand into the box. Bailey Runner in the circle. The second of two between the Bears and the Razorbacks. And here we go, home plate umpire Jermaine Ogwin, Big Easy. Gives the signal, and we're underway. First pitch, strike to begin, and it's 0-1.
That's a great start for Bailey Runner against a player like Reagan Johnson, who has such speed, who has such barrel control. You really want to live on that outside corner, try to force something on the ground to the left side, which is the strongest side of this UCA defense.
That's been a staple for the Bears for many years, that left side of the defense. Bailey Runner, nice start, 0-2.
Yeah, again, peppering the strike zone early. If you're a runner, you want to establish that you're going to be aggressive. You're going to go after as much a mindset as it is an execution.
First batter of the game, Reagan Johnson takes that pitch upstairs. The rise from Runner, but that one not as appetizing.
Reagan Johnson, we talk about the barrel control, the speed, but her ability to discern pitches out of the hand, especially while moving through the box, is so impressive.
Pitch recognition, that's the name of the game for a disciplined hitter like Reagan Johnson. 1-2, swing and a miss. Bailey Runner, a great start and the first out of the game.
You don't see Reagan Johnson swing and miss very often, but look at this pitch. It's going to be a drop ball, and watch it just fall off the table. She locates it so well. Not only is it low in the zone, but it's away. And so as Johnson's moving forward and out of the box, that's a really difficult ball to barrel up.
As you mentioned, Reagan Johnson does not strike out very often. That's a big out. Brings in the freshman Brenley Bain. Highly touted freshman is Bain. For a good portion of the season, she'd reached base safely up until, I guess, through that Georgia series. Alabama was the first team, again, that's a good Alabama team, to keep her off the base paths. For a freshman, that's really crazy.
First time we've seen the off speed from Runner. Didn't mind it, can't float it. The other thing about getting Reagan Johnson out to start the game is alleviate some of the pressure that comes behind her, because she's such a threat. Very similar to what we'll see from Central Arkansas.
Yeah, they're very similar in that regard. Certainly top of the lineup with Renee Christian. 2-0 pitch to Brenley Bain. Just a little bit low. So after a big-time strikeout for Bailey Runner, getting a tough hitter in Reagan Johnson, she's fallen behind 3-0.
Yeah, and it's the consistency for Runner. Again, more walkouts or more walks than strikeouts. You have to be able to live consistently in the zone.
Bain taking all the way. We'll take ball 4. 4-pitch walk, and the game's first base runner is a free pass to Brenley Bain.
Well, those pitches to Bain really nowhere near the strike zone. They were all low away. Again, you don't want to bring anything, or minus the changeup that floated, but you don't want to bring anything into the hot zone. But you can't afford, especially on 4-pitch walks, you can't afford to give Arkansas free bases just because of their ability to score at will.
Ella McDowell stepping in. Third baseman for Arkansas. Great defensive player. Great energy, but she's one heck of an offensive player, too. A grand slam earlier this year. A run producer out of the 3 spot. Takes a strike, and it's 1-1.
A player like McDowell, exactly what you want out of your 3-spot hitter. Hit for contact, hit for power, run producer. Touch at such a tough spot, especially after the departure of Bree Ellis.
That's a tough player to replace. You can't replace that player naturally, and Coach Deifel's talked about that. But it is a player, you've got to be able to have players step up and evolve. And McDowell was really good as a freshman, part of the all-freshman team, 3rd team in the country. McDowell, in her sophomore campaign, 8 home runs, 38 RBIs. That leads the team in the RBI total. It takes a 2-1 strike.
And when Runner's been able to locate, the ball has a little bit extra pop to it. She's really forcing that ball towards the knees, lower part of the zone. Central Arkansas, one of the best at turning double plays. This could be a chance to roll 2.
2 balls, 2 strikes. To Ella McDowell, chopped to the left side. Molitor to second for 1. Relay to first, not going to be on time, but it's a big out for UCA.
Yeah, Molitor really never had an opportunity to turn 2 there. She was backing up on the ball. McDowell runs well, but Central Arkansas doing what they need to do. Look at this glove, just controls it right into the midsection, and a quick dart throw.
So 2 gone now for Dakota Kennedy, the Arizona transfer. Kennedy having a great season. 344 average, 10 home runs. Tie for the team lead, was trying to make it 11 with that swing.
It's just a confident cut. She swung through it, but you can tell by the way that she's attacking pitches that she is really confident in who she is as a hitter.
It was a big get out of the transfer portal for Coach Deifel, and there's a lot of different things that she loves about Kennedy. Her personality, maybe great chemistry. She's just a really great teammate.
And Courtney Deifel's had a knack for pulling tremendous talent out of the portal.
Dakota Kennedy is certainly one of those. 1 ball, 1 strike from Bailey Runner. That one smoked to deep left center field. Trouble off the wall. Graham retrieves it. They'll hold McDowell at third, but a 2-out double for Dakota Kennedy, and Arkansas is in business.
What's crazy about that hit is off of the bat, it didn't even really look like it was put into play that hard, but that's just how smooth Kennedy's swing is. She caught it off the end of the barrel of the bat, let it travel deep, was able to send it out to left field. Watch where she makes contact. This ball's on the outer half. It's off the end of the bat. Again, not the sweet spot, and she still puts it off the fence.
That's some legit power. 8th double of the year for Dakota Kennedy. And now Tiana Bell had 8 hits in the weekend against UConn. Arguably the hottest hitter in the Arkansas lineup, which is saying something. A chance to drive in some runs.
Yeah, ball looking like a beach ball to Tiana Bell up the plate right now.
She's up to her average to 426. That trails only Brenly Bain in the batting average department. Bain's a 443 hitter. 0-1 to Bell, swing and a miss. Bailey Runner ahead, no balls, 2 strikes.
And good sequencing here from Runner going right after Bell, and especially with runners in scoring position 2 away with Central Arkansas's defense, you have to allow them to play behind you, attack these Arkansas hitters.
Runners at second and third. The 0-2 pitch. Runner trying to get the outer edge, but maybe a ball and a half out.
Yeah, it's a good pitch, though. On an 0-2 count, you're trying to see if you can get Bell to expand the zone there. Even if she would have gotten a barrel on that, more than likely not going to be hit as hard as she's capable of.
Still a pitcher's count. Bell's a tough hitter to strike out, though. Only 8 strikeouts on the season. Takes it outside again.
This is going to be a really important pitch, 2-2. As a hitter, I used to love going 2-2 because I knew pitchers didn't want to run a count full, especially with runners in scoring position.
Look to see if Bell tries to dig in for something. 2-2. Chop to the right side, right to Caitlin Graham. Bailey Runner works around trouble. 2 on and 2 are left for Arkansas. UCA comes to bat for the first time when we come back.
Looking for a standout space to host your next event?
Welcome to the Rogue Roundabout, where good food, great drinks, and even better company come together in a space designed to impress. We proudly offer 2 unique rental options, whether you're planning a party, a business gathering, or something unforgettable in between.
Our private event room is perfect for intimate celebrations or meetings, with seating for up to 30 guests, an 85-inch television, and a full food and drink menu. Book a 3-hour rental with just a $100 deposit, and our team will help you customize your experience from signature cocktails to themed menus. Want to make a bigger statement? You can reserve the entire venue for larger gatherings on Sunday evenings or Mondays, with ongoing flexibilities to look at other days of the week, depending on your group. With room for up to 160 guests, a sound system, and a personalized service we're known for, with handcrafted menus, curated cocktails, and those little extras that leave a big impression. At Rogue, we're more than a place to gather. We're a space built for connection, creativity, and community impact.
Ready to book your event? Contact us today to choose your date, and let's bring your vision to life. Hey guys. Thank you. Same beers.
Central Arkansas struck first in the meeting between these two teams last week, and after Bailey Runner worked into and out of trouble, UCA's got a chance to do it again.
Well, if you've never seen Central Arkansas, the thing that might stick out to you about the lineup, it is lefty heavy. It has been that way for multiple years, multiple head coaches. This is a team that loves to apply pressure consistently. Tons of slappers. It's something that you're not going to see a whole lot in today's game.
Saylor Timmerman in the circle for Arkansas. Her second time facing UCA, looking for some redemption.
And Saylor Timmerman really going to work up and down. She has a heavy drop ball, about 67 miles an hour. She'll go up in the zone. Her rise has tremendous jump. She's got swing and miss stuff when it's on.
Pitched 2/3 of an inning against UCA last week. Gave up 2 runs, only one of them earned. That was the only 2 runs that UCA scored. Ended up getting pulled, so looking for a perhaps better start as Reagan Johnson chops that out in front of the plate. Gonna be tough, no play. Leadoff single for Renee Christian, and there's the speed on full display.
Yeah, Renee Christian is such a dangerous player, so similar to Reagan Johnson. She just tops this into the turf. Doesn't get a great bounce. There's really nothing that Kennedy Miller can do. That ball dying, and Christian already flying down to first, and this is a turf field that's gonna play directly into the hands of Central Arkansas.
Certainly is. Addie Graham standing it now for the first time. Takes a strike. The Bears center fielder hitting .388, 2 home runs with 22 runs driven in. Takes the 0-1, fouls it away, and now it's 0-2. Well, Coach Teifel mentioned that Coach Matt Michael timed the splits. UCA's really fast in their home field.
As she said, the splits from home to first significantly faster on the turf than they are on the dirt.
0-2 taken down and away.
That's still a good pitch, though, from Timmerman. Again, I like it. Anytime that you're ahead in a count as a pitcher, 0-2, particularly 1-2 sometimes, anytime that you can try to get a ball off of the plate, expand the zone, it's a good idea.
Sandwich in the dirt. Renee Christian on the move, and she swipes the bag.
And that's exactly what makes Central Arkansas dangerous. You saw the jump that Christian got, but this is a team that is always looking to take an extra base. It didn't even skip away that much, but Christian, it's a great throw from Miller. You can see she beats the tag, keeps the hand on the bag. It's textbook.
Coach Lucas talked about Christian staying with it. Didn't get a ton of playing time last year. Boy, she's one of the most underrated players on the team. Graham smokes this one to deep left center field, but Reagan Johnson will make the catch. Christian tags and moves up, and a little bit of small ball for UCA.
I mean, that's ridiculous, okay? I don't think that people understand. It is not normal to tag up on a standard fly ball to center field. This is lifted by Graham. That's medium depth. Reagan Johnson really didn't have to travel. She's got a great arm, and Renee Christian still, there's not even a contest at third. That is just ridiculous speed.
And that ball's hit to left center, so closer to third
exactly.
as well.
It's not even like it's to right center and you're making a longer throw. Again, that, and they may be seeing whether or not she left early here, but that is not a typical ball that you will see people tag up on.
We've seen it time and time again. Coach is asking for review. Not sure that Coach Deifel's asking for it. Maybe she is. There she gave the signal, and I think that's what we're going to get.
And so they are going to be reviewing whether or not Renee Christian left early.
Well, and I get it. Her speed, you feel like there's no way she gets there that fast, right? But hey, this turf plays that way. They'll take a look.
And again, as it is with challenges, the call on the field is important. She wasn't ruled out in real time. Take another look. It's going to be tough to see because you need to be able to see the ball in glove in the same frame as Christian. And again, What you're looking for when you can see that play in its entirety, you have to have the foot still on the bag when Johnson catches and possesses the ball. You're not allowed to leave base before. And again, not going to be able to tell from these two. You can't, because Christian's not in frame, you're not going to be able to tell from these two angles.
Right. So what you're basically saying is I don't know how you'd overturn that.
If these are the only two angles available, I don't see a way to overturn it, because you need to be able to see things in the same frame, because that shot could be at any point.
They're taking a good long look at this. If it stands, UCA's in a prime position to strike first. They'll have a run at third with 1 out.
Yeah, if those are the only two angles that are available to the umpires, I don't see how you can overturn the call on the field, because you can't see. So, you know, if this does stand, you're right. Central Arkansas in a great position, and Jermaine O'Gwyn going to be back with the call.
Well, there you have it. It's big for UCA.
I mean, it's a huge break for Central Arkansas. Again, this is a team, when you're playing against Arkansas and the offensive prowess that they have, you don't ever feel like any lead is safe. So any time that you can strike first is crucial, and UCA has been very good this year when throwing the first punch.
Trinity Brandon trying to throw the first punch, going to have a play at the plate. Christian is safe.
Wow. How about the aggressiveness by Kayla Lucas? She is fired up down there at third. And that's what speed can do. You cannot teach speed. Renee Christian, tremendous jump. There was never a question she was going.
And how about Brandon putting that ball in play to give her runner at third a chance? Christian speed. Goodness, you saw it really across every base, to first, to second, to third, and home. It came into play on every single sequence. Emma Robertson takes the strike now as Arkansas trailing 1-0 now against UCA. Here's another look.
Absolutely safe. You can see the blur of the left hand as she's getting in on the backside of the plate. And, you know, the way that Central Arkansas is running this year reminds me of their 2022 team, not the 2023 team that was really built around their pitching, but the 2022 team that was leading the nation in stolen bases.
Well, and Coach Lucas said they've got legit speed. Robertson chops this foul. It's now a 1-ball, 2-strike count. UCA now in both games this year have struck first, and you mentioned how important that is for Coach Lucas and company.
Yeah, Central Arkansas, they're not their best when they're playing from behind, and Coach Lucas was pretty frank about that. They never feel like they're out of a game as Robertson tags that.
That's deep off the wall, extra bases. Brandon to third, Robertson to second. UCA's fired up.
You know, going hand in hand with Central Arkansas, never feeling like they're out of a game. They never feel outmatched by their opponent, and I think you're seeing that in the way that they're approaching balls at the plate. This is a pitcher's pitch. That ball's on the inner half of the plate. Robertson just does a great job. She clears the front hip. That allows her to snap the hands through, get that barrel whip, which is what drives that ball off of the fence and left.
Textbook for Robertson, a .337 hitter before that double, her 7th of the season. Now Caitlin Graham, the .319 hitting sophomore, stands in. 2 home runs, 23 runs driven in, and UCA's kind of licking their chops a little bit, trying to add to the lead.
And you know, the thing here is that Central Arkansas, they're manufacturing these runs. Arkansas is not giving them to them.
Hitters count to Caitlin Graham. First base is open, but it's 2 balls and no strikes. And Timmerman struggled against UCA the first time, and UCA's really getting after her again in the second meeting.
Feels like a bit of a danger spot already for Sailor Timmerman. 3-0 count, runners on second and third, still only 1 away. And this is also a UCA lineup that's productive top to bottom.
Taking all the way, strike to Caitlin Graham. And you're right, similarities for both teams in that regard. Timmerman's got really great stuff. 5-0, a 2.42 ERA. So she's proven against really top talent that she can get the job done. 3-1. Line to third, McDowell caught, and tried to tag Brandon all in one motion. That's a big out, nearly got a double play.
Ella McDowell is a tremendous third baseman. This ball is actually really difficult. I say that as a former third baseman because it's trailing. Look at where she catches it, and the knowledge and the understanding and awareness to try and reach out and tag Brandon all in one motion nearly doubled her up. That was close.
How about Brandon getting back to third? That's one heck of a play, too, and base running, high IQ. So Robertson, after her double, Graham lines out to third. There's 2 gone for L.J. Smith. And boy, Coach Lucas has talked about the evolution of L.J. Smith, her offense, her defense, her leadership. Just about everything about L.J. Smith's game has grown.
Yeah, Coach Lucas could not say enough good things about the work that L.J. Smith has put in. She's on the field constantly hitting, usually with Molitor and Brandon. Those 3, she said, work a ton together.
1-1 chop to the third baseman. McDowell, quick scoop throw, and the inning's over, but not before UCA strikes first. It's 1-0 from Conway after 1. With us, here's how UCA shapes up defensively. Christian Graham Hood left to right in the outfield. Brandon Molitor Smith Graham on the infield from left to right. Runner the pitcher, Vassier the catcher. As Kaylee Wyckoff will stand in for Arkansas in the top of the second. It'll be Wyckoff, Riho, and Miller. Davison will bat if anyone reaches. First pitch, Wyckoff swinging chop to second. Smith knocks it down. Throw to first is in time. Bang, bang at first.
That ball put into play hard by Wyckoff. Good job by L.J. Smith sticking with that. Again, the field plays very fast because it's turf. That ball hit on the nose. Didn't have a lot of time. A lot of instances you'll see that ball actually gets overthrown. Does a good job to just stay calm under pressure.
So tough to do as an infielder, too, you feel, and especially with the turf and how quick you can run. Talia Riho standing in now. Arkansas shortstop takes the first pitch up and away from Bailey Runner.
I hate to tell you, I was never running that quick, so.
You and me both, partner. I did not have the Reagan Johnson, Renee Christian speed.
Only if I was holding on to someone that did.
Riho has gotten into a hitter's count now. 2 balls, no strikes. How big was it for Bailey Runner to get through that first inning unscathed?
I mean, it's huge for a couple of reasons. One, again, Arkansas applies so much pressure because of how talented they are. Again, top to bottom in the lineup as Riho takes a strike. But again, the mentality, when you're going up against a team that's ranked, a team that is ranked in so many offensive categories, the more you can keep them limited, it just gives you that little mental edge as you keep moving forward through the game.
Because of that start, UCA's got a 1-0 lead. Riho slices it foul and out of play. The count's even now.
I think one of the biggest progressions of Bailey Runner as we've watched her career here at UCA is the confidence to let her defense play behind her. This has always been a very good defense that's been a point of emphasis for Coach Lucas, Coach Parsons before her, but trusting is a very real thing.
2-2 to Rijo, pull side over the first baseman's head. It's going to the wall. Hood retrieves it, but it's a stand-up double for Italia Rijo.
And Italia Rijo going down and getting one. This is a sweet spot for lefties. It just always feels that way. Again, that ball in the inner half of the plate. Rijo's actually really covering that area, brings that barrel in, turns the corner well, stand-up double. And again, Arkansas can rake. It feels like it doesn't matter who it is in the lineup. They barrel it up so well.
They have quite a few run rule victories on the season.
That's an understatement.
Coach Deifel talked about that, and it's a blessing and a curse, kind of a two-edged sword, right? Because you like the fact that you win a lot of games, but it doesn't, when you have a big pitching staff like they've got, you don't get the work, the innings you'd like.
18 run rule victories on the season. Coach Deifel said, no one feels bad for us that we are run ruling teams.
0-1 to Kennedy Miller. Swing and a miss.
But to your point, when you run rule as many teams as Arkansas has this year, you're right. You're missing out on meaningful innings for some of your younger players or players that don't play as much because you can't replicate game situations as much as you try in practice.
They lost 14 innings due to some cancellations early in the year and early season invitationals and tournaments, and those are meaningful innings that you're not getting to some of your younger pitchers. It's a good problem to have. They just don't have enough innings to give some of their young pitchers that they want to get work in.
And that was at the Texas State tournament down in San Marcos. And you take a look at those scores. You know, Wichita State 10-2, Clemson 12-0 against the 18th ranked Tigers at that point. They run ruled BYU, they run ruled Texas State again. So every one of those victories came by a run rule. They lost the game to weather. So again, you know, you're kind of hamstringing yourself because of how good you are offensively. It's a good problem to have.
It's a great problem to have. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Kennedy Miller. Takes it up and away. Well, Kennedy Miller had been really the everyday starter a year ago. Brindley Bain comes onto the scene, and Coach Deifel's got the problem of we've got so many offensive weapons, we don't have enough spots. You only can play 9. You can only start 9 of them. 2-2. Hit down the third base line. That's a fair ball. They'll wave home Rijo. We're tied at 1 on the double by Kennedy Miller.
This is what Arkansas does. Even in pitchers' counts, they are so dangerous. That ball just catching too much of the plate. Miller turns on it. That ball's on the outer corner. It's not down the middle. It's not on the inside half. But Kennedy Miller muscles that ball past Brandon down the third base line. Step and a reach. I don't think Brandon got her glove all the way onto the turf, and it just scooted right under.
It's the bottom part of the lineup for Arkansas doing the damage and getting the run across. Carly Davison, first pitch, swinging, fouls it away. And Davison batting out of that 9 spot was hitting darn near 500, it seemed like, through most of the early portion of the year. But then looking for a bounce back after an 0-for weekend against UConn this past weekend. She was 0-for 8 against UConn in the weekend series, so I think she was certainly ready to get back onto the field and get to swinging again.
Hitting is such a streaky and mental thing. Again, you know, it can look like a beach ball or it can look like a golf ball sometimes.
1-1 from runner inside, and when things aren't going your way, what does it look like to try to get back on maybe on a heater?
You're talking to someone who's incredible head case, so I may not be the best example of this, but when I was struggling at the plate, I would really try to draw walks in my first at bat. I would really focus on knowing what the zone was, and so if I could draw a walk, sacrifice situation if necessary. I always felt comfortable putting down a sacrifice bunt, but I would try to draw a walk, make sure I knew the zone. I was really seeing the ball out of the pitcher's hand, and that would allow me in my second at bat to really feel like I had a little bit more confidence going in.
Well, Carly Davison's worked the count. She's got a 3-ball, 1-strike count. Takes this strike at the knees, outer portion. The count is full, so she's seen a lot of pitches this sequence.
This one she did not agree with, but I think it's the right call by Jermaine O'Gwyn. From that angle, it looks like it caught the outer part of the plate at the knees.
It's a great pitch by Bailey Runner. Miller's over at second. She doubled in. Riho to tie the game. Payoff. Chop to second. LJ Smith, smooth like butter. And that's out number 2. That's just a quick, smooth transition from LJ Smith over at second base.
Yeah, the confidence that Central Arkansas fields with, and this is their home field. They understand how the turf plays. We've seen with other opponents that become an issue, but just the confidence and the trust in herself.
Reagan Johnson now batting. Back to the top of the lineup for Arkansas. Runner at third, 2 gone. Chop to short. Molitor going to have to hurry. And boy, a rocket of an arm for Grace Molitor to end the inning, but not before Arkansas ties things up. It's 1-1 through an inning and a half. Kennedy, Johnson, and Wyckoff from left to right in the outfield. McDowell, Riho, Davison, and Bell left to right on the infield. And then the battery, Timmerman in the circle, and Kennedy Miller behind the dish.
Arkansas, as much as we've talked about their offense, their defense is just as good. 20 double plays this season. Their per game average 4th best in the country. And this is not a defense that lets the Razorbacks down very often. They did have those 5 errors in that series against Alabama. Again, uncharacteristic. You know, right now, this Arkansas team, in terms of the completeness, maybe one of the most complete I've seen across the board in a while.
Certainly, Coach Teifel feels really good about her offense, the defense as well. Really, the whole, pitching staff, it's a deep staff, but those 4 double plays turned. There's only 3 teams that have turned more, and UCA is one of them. They're second in the country in double plays turned. As Grace Molitor standing in. If that name sounds familiar, well, it's probably for good reason, relative of the great Paul Molitor.
Yeah, there's not a whole lot of people that play diamond sports with the last name Molitor, but you know that last name, it can come with a little bit of pressure, and Grace Molitor really finding a new home here at UCA.
1-2, swing and a miss. Timmerman, the bottom falls out of that one, and that's the first out of the inning.
Yeah, that's the heavy drop for Timmerman. It's going to run on you 67 miles an hour. It's going to start out, the knees just fall off the table, but it gets on you so quickly. You've already made up your mind as a hitter that you're going to go after it by the time you realize you can't actually get to it.
So Timmerman looking really smooth. Gets ahead now 0-1 to Lily Hood, the UTSA transfer from a couple of years ago. Whitehall, Arkansas product. Been a staple in the starting lineup for Coach Parsons, now Coach Lucas in her first season at the helm for Central Arkansas.
And Lily Hood, one of those utility players, has showed her versatility throughout her career. Started when she transferred in. She was the everyday second baseman.
Yep.
Last year, a little bit of outfield, a little bit of second base. Now has fully made that transition out to right field.
LJ Smith's locked up that second position. Lily Hood fouls that one away. Hood's hitting 260, a home run, 13 runs driven in out of the 8th spot.
You asked me in the top of the inning how big it was for Runner to get through the first inning. I think it's huge for Timmerman to have that run support here in the bottom of the second.
No kidding. She's utilizing it well. She's getting ahead of hitters. Now it's 2-2, but she got Molitor swinging, and she's attacked Lily Hood.
It just lets you breathe a little bit easier as a pitcher. Yes, it's still 1-1. It's almost like you're resetting the game. You don't feel like you've put yourself and your team in a hole.
2-2 to Hood's popped up on the infield. Rijo is there, calls everyone off, and that's the second out of the inning. So Timmerman attacking the strike zone on the first 2 hitters.
Yeah, got Molitor swinging on the heavy drop ball. That ball from Hood not hit well. So even in that situation, University of Arkansas, let's try that again. UCA, there's too many Arkansas on the field today. UCA not making quality contact.
And Timmerman, you talked about the lead, the run production, not the lead necessarily, but things are all tied. It's kind of a clean slate. New game for Timmerman and Hermine, and she's got the first 2 outs of the inning. Not out of the woods yet. Autumn Vessier lined to first on the top, and it's a diving stop by Tiana Bell to end the frame. 1, 2, 3 go the Bears through 2. We're all knotted up at 1. Square at 1 apiece. As you look at the series history, 11th all-time meeting, UCA got 2 wins against Arkansas back in that 2023 season. What a season that was for the Bears. Arkansas is 1-4 in Conway. 1-2, excuse me, in Conway.
Oh, that was a magical season for Central Arkansas back in 2023. Kayla Beaver, Jordan Johnson, the best pitching duo in the country by ERA. And Courtney Deifel, you know, when this series became a thing back in 2021, acknowledged that one day Central Arkansas was going to win a game against Arkansas. It was only a matter of time, and we've only seen parity across the sport continue to rise since then.
I think you're absolutely right on that. Brinley Baines stepping in, and even in the games that have been played throughout the series, sure, there's been some run rule, but there's been some close games too. I mean, there's something about this atmosphere and this type of matchup.
I was lucky enough to call that very first matchup here back in 2021, and that was a tight game as well, and it had that magical feeling to it. You knew something special was happening.
You called that with Brett Dolan, who's calling the UCA Arkansas baseball game tonight up in Fayetteville.
It's Hogs and Bears across the state.
That's right. Spring break as well for most of the state, if not all the states. So great opportunity to watch some good baseball, some good softball. This 2-0 pitch to Brinley Bain is taken for a letter high strike.
I thought the Bain was going to go after that one. High strikes, high fastballs, sometimes the best pitches to hit. They're easier to drive. I thought that was maybe a missed opportunity there.
Brinley Bain, a freshman from Eagleville, Tennessee. And the recruiting process for her, Coach Deifel talked about, they felt like really good if they could get her on campus. And she did, but she didn't talk a ton. Maybe said 2 words, is what Coach Deifel said jokingly, but she really connected well with DJ Gasso, the hitting coach.
and relationships, it's what it's all about when you're picking a university.
3-1 to Baines, slice down the left field line. Christian trucks it down with some truck speed, and that's the first out of the inning.
Renee Christian on her horse. This ball off the end of the bat. It's slicing away, but Christian has a tremendous beat on it. That great first step that she uses to steal bases. Same thing in the outfield. She tracked it down and didn't even really make it look that difficult.
You think she's having some fun out there?
Just
All
a bit.
Smiles out there in left field. Yeah, it looked effortless. It really did. And that's a play that a lot of left fielders either have to make a diving attempt on or don't even get there.
I would agree. I think you're going to see diving attempts for that, which, again, ups the ante in terms of difficulty.
Sure. Ella McDowell standing in now. First pitch swing and hit high and deep, and it is gone. Ella McDowell puts the Hogs in front.
Oh, my goodness. Ella McDowell, when you hit a ball like that, you get to do the scuba celebration. That ball was absolutely crushed from Bailey Runner. Just pipes it. That ball's belt high right down the center of the plate, and you cannot make that mistake to Ella McDowell.
Well, Bailey Runner, only her 4th home run surrendered this season. And Arkansas, it's tough to keep them from really extra base. It's tough to keep them from hitting home runs. You knew it was bound to happen eventually.
And when you're facing Arkansas, it does feel like it's just a matter of time.
UCA kept Arkansas from any extra base hit there at Bogle Park last week. 8 singles was all that was surrendered, but the defense didn't quite have the outing that they would have liked. Coach Lucas talked about that, but a 10-2 win for Arkansas on the run rule variety. They take a 2-1 lead now as Dakota Kennedy will have a 2-0 count.
This is a really important sequence here for Bailey Runner. You just give up an absolute blast to McDowell on the first pitch. You fall behind 2-0 to Dakota Kennedy. You really need to get back on track here. You got to throw a strike. Even if it's not your best pitch, you need to put it in an aggressive spot.
It's a good pitch from Runner. Bottom portion of the zone, outer half, although Dakota Kennedy laced a double to left center field on a pitch similar earlier in her first at bat. Dakota Kennedy named a 13 NFCA All-American for the 2nd straight season when she was in Arizona before transferring to Arkansas. And goodness, a .444 batting average last year for the Wildcats. It's in a tough conference too.
Oh, just a bit.
And we'll have a full count as that one misses down and away.
And patient at bat here from Johnson. You know, getting players to transfer in to Arkansas from programs like Arizona, you know, you're coming with a tremendous amount of confidence, a tremendous amount of experience, postseason experience as well.
3-2, smoked foul off the netting.
Netting right by us. That had a lot of movement to it.
There's a lot of trust that we've got in this netting. I don't want to feel that.
Not at all. I think you're a little bit more in the line of fire than I am, though.
I think you're right. I can see Dakota Kennedy. That ball's coming straight at me. So another full count to Dakota Kennedy. Chopped foul left side.
I like this at bat here from Dakota Kennedy. You know, we talked about it when you and I did baseball over the weekend, the ability to foul off balls that you know are strikes but aren't your pitch. And that's exactly what Kennedy did the last 2 pitches. Now, the first one, hard liner, that one less so, but she's fighting to live. She's not really trying to do anything with those pitches. She's trying to work a better one.
Right. Or get a walk, either one.
Yeah.
The third payoff pitch, that one's down and in, and that is a textbook A-B by Dakota Kennedy.
That's what's called working an at bat. Kennedy got 2 pitches that were borderline, didn't want to be called out looking, fouled them away, and then had the recognition that that last pitch from Runner was going to be just a little bit too in, was disciplined, took it, and worked yourself a base on balls.
So a home run to McDowell, and then Dakota Kennedy making Runner labor with that 3-ball, 2-strike walk, a handful of pitches. Now Tiana Bell standing in, arguably the hottest hitter in the Arkansas lineup. A chance to do damage. First pitch, drilled down the left field line, but foul, says the home plate umpire, Jermaine O'Gwen.
That ball was hit so hard, I'm not sure how he saw it go foul, because it was by us in an instant. Our booth is down the third base line, absolutely turns on this ball. Central Arkansas very lucky that it was foul, because if that gets into the corner, that's trouble.
That ball was touched.
Torched?
Torched, touched. She got every bit of it.
Yeah.
0-1 to Tiana Bell. Same result. That one a little bit further out in front, then it's 0-2.
That was off speed from runner. A lot of times you'll see pitchers go to the off speed after a ball is hit as hard as that first foul ball was. Bell doing a nice job to keep the weight back, just not quite enough. Was still out in front of it.
Bailey Runner doing a nice job mixing things up. She started her career at Oklahoma State for Coach Kenny Gajewski. Was a highly talented recruit, ended up making her way to Central Arkansas. 0-2, smoke to the right side. It's through for a base hit. First to third goes Dakota Kennedy, and Arkansas trying to apply some more pressure.
And these Arkansas hitters are just so talented and so disciplined. This ball off the outer half of the plate. That was a great look at where it was. And again, Bell letting it travel deep. She doesn't try to do too much with it, just takes it where it was pitched, and it's hit hard out to right field. If you're a young player watching this, that's exactly what you're supposed to do.
I don't know if you could hear on your screen, but Coach Lucas wants to review. They want to see if Dakota Kennedy left early at first in that pitch.
This is a different scenario than the leaving early that was looked at for Renee Christian. Again, with softball, you cannot leave until the ball is out of the pitcher's hand. So what you're looking for is the foot on the bag when it leaves. If you leave early, it's a dead ball out. Maybe hard to see. We'll see, runners, just going through the motion. Ball still in hand. To me, it looks like she's still on the bag.
Yep.
It looks like maybe a toe, but to me, it looks like this call, yeah, the ball, her foot's on the bag right there, and you can see the ball on the left side of your screen. It's a blur, but the next frame, you can see that toe right there on the left foot is still in contact with the bag. There is no room between it, and the ball clearly out of the hand of Bailey Runner. So to me, this call will be confirmed, not just stands. This is a confirmed call.
We're about to get that call here shortly.
Now, what I will say about this from Dakota Kennedy is she is doing exactly what you are supposed to do. When you are trained to time a pitch, you are supposed to make it so close that you are questioning whether or not the runner left early, and she could not have timed that any better without having been caught leaving early.
Yeah, it's a perfection. That gives you the absolute best jump to maybe take an extra base, and that may be why she's at third base. Regardless, first and third for Kaylee Wyckoff.
Yeah, so a lot to take from that at bat. Great base running, great hitting. I mean, Arkansas is so fundamentally sound. That's what you come to expect from Courtney Deifel and her program.
Kaylee Wyckoff standing in a chance to add to the Arkansas lead. She grounded out to second. Her first at bat takes a strike on the outer portion here. Wyckoff, the senior from Katy, Texas, transfer from Texas Tech, the former Red Raider. All she's done since she stepped on campus in Fayetteville is hit and hit some more.
It really feels like it could be said for anyone in the Arkansas lineup. I mean, they had the Bogle Bombers moniker applied a few seasons ago that has continued over the last two.
At least. 1-1 to Wyckoff's popped up left side of the infield. Molitor's there. She makes the catch, and that's out number 2. It's a big out for Bailey Runner.
Took the words right out of my mouth. Anytime you can get a second out with runners in scoring position, you do alleviate some of that pressure that you're under, because now as a fielder, you have options. You can go to first, hard hit ball up the middle, you get a glove on it, you can potentially get the lead runner at second base. It just, it diffuses.
Rijo doubled her first time up, but she pops this one up. Molitor makes the next 2 outs to end the inning. But Arkansas does take the lead on the solo bomb by Ella McDowell. It's 2-1 Arkansas after 2.5.
From the bluegrass of Kentucky, the Arkansas River, to the beautiful beaches of Florida, from the bustling streets of Nashville to the soulful sounds of Muscle Shoals and its vibrant cities. Fueled by growth, the Atlantic Sun operates in the fastest growing region in America and broadcasts in over 20 million homes. We're everywhere you want to be, with access to 9 of the nation's top 80 media markets, including an impressive 6 in the top 50. Our 12-member institutions provide every collegiate experience, from public to private to faith-based. All of our member institutions are located in the top 30 states with the most rapid growth, including 8 members located in the top 6. From the beaches to the mountains, the Atlantic Sun is the destination.
Coach Kayla Luke is in her first season at the head of Central Arkansas softball program, taking over for the legendary coach Jenny Parsons. I'd say she's done a pretty good job.
And Coach Lucas was an assistant under Jenny Parsons, and we could hear her right in front of us in between innings telling her team, it's just one run. We are still in this game. And even though she told us that her team doesn't play tremendously well from behind, she also said that they have a lot of resiliency, a lot of fight. They never feel like they're out of it, even if they haven't had the results when trailing that they've wanted.
Well, it's the top of the lineup, so second time through for UCA, and what are they looking to do more here in the second time through?
Well, if you're Central Arkansas, this is the part of the lineup that you want up. Renee Christian, she gets things going. I don't think you're going to look for her to top a ball into the turf because UCA will be, or Arkansas will be ready for that as she takes a strike there. Christian, she does have that ability to hard slap. She can drive it in to get that high chop that's going to allow her to get time down to first. I think you're going to look for them to try and manufacture again.
Renee Christian already on a 21-game hitting streak. Ella McDowell coming over here near us. Nearly made the play up against the netting. Talk about resiliency. McDowell is fearless.
Fearless and willing to give up the body. That's a tough play.
Well, we've had a ball nearly hit at us. McDowell nearly jumped in the booth with us. The netting has protected us. Swing and a miss to Renee Christian. And Timmerman gets the strikeout.
Timmerman, that's a great pitch. Again, going to that heavy drop, that's the out pitch. And Christian there just a little bit undisciplined. That ball was never really in the strike zone. It started below the knees. That's just not good recognition out of the hand.
It's a big out for Timmerman, as we mentioned. Renee Christian, a 21-game hitting streak after her single in the first. It's Addie Graham due up now. She's 0 for 1. She flied out to deep left center field her first time up. Fouls this one away.
And you asked what Central Arkansas needs to do here second time through the order. What you don't want to do is what you just saw from Renee Christian, pressing a bit. It's only one run. You're not down by 4 or 5. And with the way that this UCA team swings it, historically over the last few seasons, they haven't scored a ton of runs. They've played a lot of 1-run, 2-run games. This team scores at a higher rate, so you're not quite out of it in just a 1-run ball game.
2-1 to Graham is fouled away. And so what do you mean by pressing? Are you saying you can be a little bit more selective as a hitter? You can be more patient?
I call it selectively aggressive because you don't want to be passive when the ball is in the strike zone and it's in your particular spot. But what you don't want to do is expand the zone to the pitcher's advantage.
Right there's a great example of Graham not pressing and takes that one just a little bit low.
Exactly.
That's a pitcher's pitch all the way. A lot of hitters swing and miss over the top of that one. So Graham, preseason Player of the Year in the Atlantic Sun. I think she's showing that for a reason. Boy, was she a great get for Coach Lucas and Coach Parsons a year ago.
And for UCA, it's about attracting and retaining talent. That's the struggle at the mid-major level.
UCA, a top 100 RPI team, really the last 5 to 6 years. 3-2 take. Addie Graham draws the walk.
That's such a good at bat. It speaks to exactly what we were talking about in terms of not pressing, because those two pitches from Timmerman, they are excellent pitchers' pitches. They were low, they were out of the zone, and Graham did not bite, recognizing the spin out of the hand, works herself a walk. And so Central Arkansas getting into that 3-4-5, the meat of their order.
That's the part of the lineup, really, for any team. UCA is certainly the case, too. Trinity Brandon stamping in that you'd like to do damage, right? You'd like to get some run production and tie things up or take the lead.
And again, with the way that Central Arkansas runs, they are fast. Like, that is a blanket statement. You can say that about anybody. So with this team, as long as a ball gets to the outfield, you know, they're going to be looking to go first to third at the very least.
Yeah, because Graham's got great speed at first, too. I mean, Renee Christian's kind of an outlier. But Addie Graham's not too far behind her over at first base. 2 balls, no strikes to Trinity Brandon as she fouls it back.
That's a hitter's count. She took a hack. I like that approach, though. Again, when the ball is in your zone as a hitter, everybody is different. But 2-0, unless that ball was over my head or at my feet, I'm looking to take that pitch and drive it.
An aggressive hitter much as Brandon pops this one up. Foul ground, left side, long run. Dakota Kennedy, did she make the catch? No.
Oh.
Off the glove and out of play. It's just a long foul.
How about the effort from Kennedy, and get some applause from the fans here at Natalie Schock Stadium. Keeping the concentration, had it in the glove, but the force of the impact along the wall with the padding just knocks the ball loose.
So Trinity Brandon gets new life. 2 balls, 2 strikes now. As Timmerman delivers down and away. And we talked about how the similarities get Brinley Bain on campus for UCA, the relationship with Coach Gasso. Well, Trinity Brandon had that with Coach Lucas.
Yeah, Coach Lucas said that they had a phone conversation that lasted for an hour and a half, the first time they ever talked.
Fell in love with Coach Lucas's philosophy, and it just really meshed well. Payoff pitch to Brandon is hit a mile high to center field. Reagan Johnson comes in, camps under it, and that is out number 2.
And what you're seeing there is the jump from Timmerman on the rise ball, because it felt like in real time that Brandon got a pretty good swing on that ball. It was elevated in the zone, should be easy to drive, but the spin rate and the revolution on the ball as it makes contact with the barrel of the bat. Again, this is where you get into physics and geometry, not my strongest suit, but that's what creates the pop-up when it's not connected quite cleanly.
That's right. You could tell Brandon didn't miss it by a ton, but that's because of the pitcher with the pitcher's pitch. Emma Robertson chops this high to third. McDowell charges, gloves, throws, and the inning is over. UCA gets a base runner on the walk to Addie Graham, but Timmerman works around it. We've played 3 full from Conway. It's 2-1 Hogs. Coach Courtney Deifel hiding out somewhere. Just picked up career win 400 as a head coach, and really all she's done since she's stepped on campus is win and win some more.
Yeah, really the only thing missing from Coach Deifel's resume is a trip to the Women's College World Series. She's been so consistent. There she is. There's Coach Deifel. She's been so consistent since taking the helm. Arkansas, a 21+% increase in wins during her tenure. They are the 4th highest in terms of increase in win percentage in the nation over the last 10 years.
Well, it helps when you make it as a player. The Women's College World Series all 4 years that she played at California under the legendary coach Diane Ninemeyer, who's top 10 all-time in career wins. We asked her the similarities maybe that she had from Coach Ninemeyer. Both of them are advocates for their players, right? The players want to play for those coaches as Miller chops this to short. Molitor with one heck of a play, but it's in and out of the glove of Caitlin Graham, and so Kennedy Miller will reach.
I'm interested to see whether this is going to go into the books as an E6 or an E1. It was in the glove of Graham over at first, but the throw was low. And so, Miller runs well. We've seen this progression in softball from infielders where it's the baseball style, the step and the throw. I really think that she had time there to traditionally plant and deliver a stronger throw over to first.
Carly Davison, they will say the error's on first.
I mean, more than likely, yes, because anytime the ball is in your glove, you should be catching it. So yes, that is technically a first base error.
Now, if the ball hits the turf and bounces, likely
Different
it's the other
story.
way around, but because it didn't, as Carly Davison skies this to right field, Lily Hood coming on. She'll snag it for the first out of the inning, and here's a look at that play at first.
Yeah, that ball absolutely should be caught, but you can see the way that it's tailing as it comes in. It had some extra spin on it. It was kind of falling off at the table. It's a tough catch to make, but one that Graham is certainly capable of.
I think it showed how quickly Molitor got that ball over there, too. I mean, that got there in a hurry. I think you see her defensive abilities on full display. Reagan Johnson's third at bat. She's 0 for 2 today. She struck out to begin the game and then grounded out to short. She's a tough out, but Bailey Runner so far had her number.
It grounded out so quickly in the second inning, we didn't even get to talk about the pressure that her being in the box applied on the UCA defense.
Yeah, there's a runner at third when Johnson grounded out. Molitor made one really nice play at short, because you mentioned in that scenario, it's tough not to press as a defender.
I told you in between innings that with a player like Reagan Johnson in the box with a runner on third as a fielder, I would have felt so much pressure in that situation, because if you make one mistake for Johnson, she's going to be safe. The run scores and the inning continues. There is no margin for error when Reagan Johnson puts the ball in play.
Yeah, you got to field clean, you got to transition smooth on the transfer, and then you got to make a strong throw to first, all very quickly.
Well, and that doesn't even just apply to balls on the infield. I've seen Reagan Johnson get balls into the outfield that have been misplayed by an outfielder, and if it gets to the fence, good luck.
Yeah, that's a good chance for at least a three-bagger. That pitch misses low to Johnson, so first and second now for Arkansas. It brings in the two-hole hitter, Brinley Bain, and boy, it only seems to get better from here.
That's a player that you do not want to issue free passes to in Reagan Johnson. The silver lining, perhaps, is that there's a runner in front of her, as Kennedy Miller going to be pinch run for here.
Looks like Casey Wood, the junior from Bentonville, will run over at second base.
Bentonville, a tremendous program within the state.
No doubt about it. Bentonville Tigers have produced a handful. Morgan Nelson, player for Central Arkansas. Jenna Wildeman as well, a standout for the Bears.
And Jenna Wildeman, former second baseman. She was part of that 2022 team that was stealing bases left, right, and sideways.
Boy, Wildeman could run. First pitch to Brinley Bain after the stoppage of play is a strike on the inner half. That's big for Bailey Runner to try to attack and get ahead.
It's like you know exactly what I'm going to say before I say it, because I agree. First pitch strikes, especially after you've given up a four-pitch walk, especially with runners on, so crucial to just setting the tone for an at-bat.
I feel like we've called enough together, right?
Probably.
0-1 to Baines, fouled away, and Bailey runners ahead, no balls, 2 strikes. Trying to battle. 0-2. Laced past the diving second baseman. It goes all the way to the wall. 2 runs will score. Brinley Bain gives Arkansas a 4-1 advantage.
Absolutely on a rope by Brinley Bain. 0-2 pitch. It catches way too much at the plate. This is, unfortunately for Bailey Runner, it's a mistake. Gets past a diving L.J. Smith and then misplayed by Lily Hood in the outfield. And this is where the errors and the walks, they can come back to haunt you, especially against a team like Arkansas who can produce, and they smell blood in the water.
It looks like that may do it for Bailey Runner. Coach Lucas out to the circle. Bears are going to make a switch. We'll tell you about the new pitcher when we come back. Well, Bailey Runner's day is done. She had some good stuff, but maybe found too many barrels as well.
Oh, Runner making some mistakes. Started the game off incredibly well, got the strikeout of Reagan Johnson. But Arkansas, as they do, put balls in play. It was Ella McDowell that really opened things up. A solo shot in her last at bat that put the Razorbacks up 2-1 before they plated 2 more in this inning following an error and a walk. And so now we see Lucy Crowder in the circle. Much different look from Bailey Runner. High spin rate. This ball is going to move, but the velo much down from Bailey Runner, about 10 miles an hour. She really sits in that 58-mile-an-hour range. Her changeup going to be even slower than that, 52 to 53. What Crowder wants is to get these Arkansas hitters out on their front foot, leaning in front of the ball, pulling it, driving it into the ground.
So much different look from Runner now to Lucy Crowder. Her second time facing Arkansas this year. She pitched last week at Bogle Park, went 2 innings, gave up 2 hits, 2 runs, only 1 earned, but she had 3 walks. Crowder's pitched 10 2/3 innings with a 1.31 ERA. Matter of fact, she's only given up 2 earned runs through 10 2/3 innings. That's pretty good stuff.
Yeah, anytime you can come in and have numbers like that, you're doing things right.
3-1 pitch to McDowell is driven to deep right field. Lily Hood is back, though. Nice catch at the track right before the fence. 2 gone. Tagging at second is Bain. She'll move to third. But Lucy Crowder comes in and gets the first out.
And McDowell gives that ball a ride, just didn't quite get all of it, but you can see the power of McDowell on display. Even though she didn't hit it cleanly, still got it about 195 feet.
Yeah.
200 here along the lines, although actually 200 all the way around, slightly smaller than Bogle.
It's got a little bit of a taller fencing naturally, so you've got to get a little bit over that, but the distance not quite as far, you're right. Lucy Crowder trying to limit things and keep Arkansas from adding to the lead with Dakota Kennedy at the dish.
Yeah, I got to tell you, I don't think 220 would be an issue. I don't think 250 would be an issue for the way that this Arkansas team hits. You know, in my opinion, and this might be me sounding very old, I think it might be time to consider moving the fences back with the advancements in technology that we've had.
Dakota Kennedy, deep left field, right on cue, and it is gone.
Power, power, power on display. Dakota Kennedy using that strength to go down and get that ball. Again, this one low and off the elevated, but off the plate. Kennedy catches it off the end of the barrel of the bat. Lets it lag through the zone. That's really the key. If you're not getting the best contact, if you can keep your hands behind the ball to drive it, that's where you get that whip, that extra power.
Two-run bomb for Dakota Kennedy. That one got out of here quickly. Didn't get out of here by much, so Dakota's probably saying, hey, don't move the fences back just yet, Dorian. Keep them the same distance for now. All jokes aside, though, Dakota Kennedy having a great season. Team lead now with 11 home runs. She takes the lead over Tiana Bell, who has 10 still. Boy, that's some legit power. 3, 4, and 5. McDowell's now got 9 home runs. Kennedy just hit her 11th, and then Tiana Bell's got 10. That's 30 home runs between those 3 hitters.
That's not bad.
Not bad at all.
That'll play. And what you're seeing here is what Arkansas is so capable of doing. It's why they've had so many run rule victories. You know, they'll go for one, but they get a walk, they get an error, and they have the power 1 to 9, and all of a sudden they can put 4 or 5 on you really quickly.
Tiana Bell smokes it right back up the middle. A 2-out single for the Hogs' first baseman. That ball was hit on a rope right up the middle.
Yeah, the way that these Arkansas hitters attack, and we've talked to Coach Deifel in the past about the approach, and it's not just adjustments at bat to at bat. Arkansas really focuses on adjusting pitch to pitch, and that's why I think you see them barrel up balls so well, especially as you get into the second and third time through the order.
I think not enough is said about what Coach DJ Gasso has done as a hitting coach with these hitters and their approach, because they're dangerous first time through, but they seem to get more dangerous as each at bat wears on.
And that's just, again, that's the adjustment, that's the information that's available. You know, you get pitch statistics, you get pitch information throughout the game in a way that you didn't 20 years ago.
I think that's why you're seeing a lot more of the game becoming offensive than it used to be, right? You know, 10, 15 years ago, a lot of teams would throw 1, maybe 2 pitchers out there all year. Now you have deep pitching staffs because you have to.
I mean, when I played, it wasn't uncommon to see at least your number 1 in the first game of the doubleheader that you had on Saturday, because you didn't have lights. So you had the pitcher on Saturday first, and then you had them again on Sunday. And if you needed, that pitcher could go all 3.
It's crazy. Now that's not really the norm at all. It's kind of a rarity to see that.
Yes, as the game progresses, as Wyckoff draws the walk there, softball is really trending more towards baseball with the depth of the pitching staffs, with the analytics and the way that the game is played. And the way that Central Arkansas plays is actually kind of a dying art in terms of the slapping and the speed.
Yeah, I think you're right. And you see that with Renee Christian, right? Her ability to bunt. That's kind of a lost art, too, as Wyckoff turns on this, hammers it to deep right field. It's trouble up against the base of the wall. They'll throw to second, and they got her. The relay was big. A run comes in to score, though. It will end the inning 7-1 as they get Rijo, at second base, and that will end the frame. 7-1 Hogs after 3.5. alongside Dorian Kraft. Beautiful day for softball. Beautiful crowd on hand as well. Here's a look back at that play at second base.
Well, Graham has an absolute hose in center field. You could not ask for a more perfect throw, as Molitor covering the bag at second base was in the perfect spot for the relay. All she had to do was bring the glove with the momentum right at the feet of Rijo, and his textbook.
Well, Sailor Timmerman's doing a nice job after giving up a run in the first. It's 7 unanswered for Arkansas. And we talked about Brinley Bain's recruiting story. Timmerman was a little bit different. They actually didn't get her on campus for any of the camps, and that's where most coaches feel like that's their best chance. So when she commits, it was kind of a surprise somewhat. 1-0's chopped past the pitcher. Timmerman can't make the play. The flip to first is late, and Caitlin Graham will reach.
That's a tough play. Pitchers coming off of the circle, you have some range. Typically, you'd like to see your second baseman come up and make that. That should be Davison's ball. It still nearly got her, but Graham safe by a step. And we're going to have a pinch runner here. Those are just some of those balls that on the infield that can play a little different. And this is also where the turf comes into play, because on the dirt, that ball is not going to bounce as high. So it would be an easier play for Timmerman, just not quite used to the way that ball is going to carry off the turf.
Yeah, that's a good point. So with Graham reaching, they'll get even more speed on the base paths with the runner now, and Sydney Kildow. Kildow, the freshman from Gravette, Arkansas, up in the northwest portion of the state. And LJ Smith will stand in. She grounded out to third base to end the first. That was some really nice plays defensively by Ella McDowell in the bottom of the first, that really limited UCA. Had a chance to make it 3-0. She made a diving catch on the bat from Brandon, and then, or for the bat from Graham, and then got a really tough out on LJ Smith to end the inning.
You and I were talking after that happened that it felt like that was maybe a missed opportunity for the Razorbacks, or excuse me, for the Bears.
Back to Timmerman. Smith retired, but the runner advances, so works kind of like a bunt.
Yeah, it won't go into the book that way, but certainly does advance the runner.
So it brings up Grace Molitor. 0 for 1 today with a strikeout.
And a little fun fact about Sydney Kildow, her older sister Callie played for the Razorbacks. Played in 2021 and 2022.
How about that? Connections all over the place. It's so cool that they get to do this. I mean, Coach Deifel speaks about this matchup. Coach Lucas as well. Molitor offers the bunt, and it's 0-2. It's such a big thing for the state. I know we've talked about it a lot, but I mean, you just take a look out at the crowd on hand. The stands are full. It's so big. It's much bigger than just this game. It's great for the game of softball in the state.
Yeah, I mean, softball was late. Fast pitch softball was late to the state of Arkansas. They were still playing slow pitches. That's a nice job by Kennedy Miller there behind the plate. But they're still playing slow pitch in 2000.
It's crazy.
I mean, I was playing travel ball in 2000 in the north. And so to see the progression over the last 25 years is really incredible.
Molitor fouls it off and hangs tough. The sophomore from Marthasville, Missouri. Transfer from Arizona State, former Sun Devil. And boy, her recruiting story, Coach Lucas told us about that. It's very interesting, not something you see very often.
Yeah, really committed late, got in the portal late. Coach Lucas really feeling like that helped Central Arkansas's chances of landing her.
Oh, she's one heck of a player. I mean, great defender. You see her ability, how quick, how strong her arm is. It's short. She's got a good bat, too. And she graduated high school a little early, right? So they feel like age-wise she's almost like a freshman. So very young, hoping to keep her around for a long time.
Youth is an issue for this UCA team. There's a lot of young players, underclassmen. Even the upperclassmen haven't seen a ton of playing time because of the depth and the players that UCA has been able to retain over the past few years. It's a good take there. And Coach Lucas told us before the game, the biggest thing for Grace Molitor is been able to get her to be less perfect. The conversation of you're never going to be perfect, but that's okay. You don't have to be.
3-2, grounded to the hole. It's short. Diving play by Rijo. It'll keep Kildo at second, but it'll be a single for Molitor. That's a good piece of hitting.
It's a good piece of hitting, but it's a better piece of defense. It gets past McDowell at third base, but Rio keeps it on the infield, able to track it. The angle that she took to get to that ball and smother it to keep it on the turf, that's really, really good.
I think you've seen that all year long with Rijo at short. Super underrated glove, even underrated offense. That ball smoked to center. Lily Hood trying to get UCA on the board. They'll go to the runner at third, not in time. Molitor safe. Kildow scores, and Lily Hood delivers.
Well, UCA may have just caught a break because the throw beat Molitor to third. That play was coming towards us, and McDowell had the glove down. I actually think what happened is when she went to make the tag, the foot slid right underneath. This is going to be tough to tell from this angle. Yeah, I think that's a right call. She looks safe there. The glove just a little elevated, and it created enough room for Molitor to slide underneath. I wouldn't be surprised if Arkansas challenges this call.
Sure.
Yeah, I mean, it's a bang-bang play in real time, and I can tell you as a former third baseman, if it had been the opposite way, if I had been out there, if I was McDowell, I would be arguing that I got her all day long.
It was tough, but I think of the initial replay, the only thing that makes it look more safe is that Molitor's lead foot, that right foot sliding, and it looks almost as if McDowell touches the other foot, the one that's tucked in. You know, sometimes it's hard not to swipe in those scenarios, but if you're able to, maybe you get the lead foot. Here's another look.
So here's the right foot. You're watching the glove of McDowell. So the throw is clearly there, but the glove is above the right shin. And she's going, and you're taught that as a third baseman to put that ball in the glove at the very front edge of the bag because that's where someone's going to make contact. It's a really good slide to get around the edge from Molitor with the foot. Usually you only see that with a hand. It's really difficult to get the outer leg there.
Yeah, Mike Trout was really good at evading tags. I think the important thing is that the call on the field was safe, right? So there's got to be enough you have to be able to conclude that there was a tag.
I mean, Mark Ellis is right on top of that. You see the angle that he has. He's looking down. He's going to be able to see over McDowell's shoulder, see the glove and the leg. We weren't standing where he is, but I'm thinking he's seeing the same thing because to me, Molitor gets the leg around. McDowell goes to make the tag at the front edge of the bag, which is what you're taught. It just so happens that in this case, when she went to put it down, that allowed enough time and enough space for the right foot of Molitor to come around the bag. And once she's made contact with the bag, it doesn't matter that you've made contact with the runner. She's still safe.
Doesn't happen very often, and sometimes, and I don't think they're looking at this, but their foot can come off, right?
Right.
As they're trying to slide it. If she's got the tag on there still, that would be out. But I don't think that's the case. However, our umpiring crew does seem to have an answer, and here we go.
Well, I'm 1 for 2, but what they're saying is that they believe the glove caught the foot as the glove was opening up. And so right there, they believe that's contact with the right toe of Molitor.
That's a great catch by the umpiring crew. And, hey, that's why they're out there umpiring and not you or I.
That's why you and I are in here.
No doubt. So that's a big out. Run scores for Lily Hood. She's over at second base, but there's 2 outs now. And on Vessier, the 9-hole hitter stepping in.
I want to go back to that infield single from Molitor that Rio kept on the turf, because how big is that in this situation? Had Molitor already been, had the runners been forward, I could see a chance where Molitor potentially takes an extra base on a pitch and then is in scoring position where it wouldn't even set up the scenario in which you had to play at third.
Yeah, took that away, and Temmerman takes the bat out of the hands of Vessier. 3 pitches in the backwards K to end the frame, but UCA scratches out another run. They're cutting into the deficit. It's 7-2 Arkansas, heading to the 5th.
The University of Central Arkansas delivers more than you ever imagined. So many programs, lots of housing options, top facilities, and opportunities for the future. All more accessible than ever. In fact, Arkansas students now have a debt-free pathway for tuition and fees with the UCA commitment. So, what do you say? Welcome to Bear Country. Get started today.
Welcome to the Atlantic Sun, where heart-pounding moments are born and where champions rise above, where speed defies limits and precision finds its mark, where millions of fans nationwide cheer for excellence, determination, and fairness, where public, private, and faith-based schools compete side by side, fostering sportsmanship and unity. From the beaches to the mountains, the Atlantic Sun is the destination.
Thanks for tuning in with us on a beautiful Tuesday night for an in-state matchup. JB Brazil alongside Dorian Kraft, the rest of our ESPN Plus crew. It's 7-2 Arkansas, the 9th-ranked Hogs. They knock off Central Arkansas for the 2nd time this season. This time in Conway, the first game played at Bogle Park a week ago. Very cold early game. Lucy Crowder first pitch to Kennedy Miller's on the ground is short, and Grace Molitor's a vacuum. That's out number 1.
And big out for Lucy Crowder coming on in relief of Bailey Runner in the 4th inning. Especially considering Crowder already saw Arkansas about 10 days ago. Razorbacks got to her. Anytime that you can roll outs early on in your sequence, that's always a good thing.
Carly Davison looking to really break out of this slump. She was hitting in the high 400s for a good portion of the early part of the season, and then now she's 0 for her last 10. Was 0 for 8 against UConn, 0 for 2 today. You know, she would love to break through, get on base, or a base hit would be lovely for Davison. That's what she's thinking. I already talked to you about how to break out of that. For Davison, you feel like it's taking more pitches, just seeing a little bit more maybe?
I mean, 0 for 10, you know, it's, as she takes the pitch low there, you'd have to go back and look at all the pitch counts in those at-bats to really have a full understanding, because, you know this, the numbers don't always tell you everything. She could have hit 10 line drives and still be 0 for 10. So when you are in a slump like this, 0 for 10 is hard to say is slump, because it,
slump, no doubt.
Yeah, still not slump territory, but you know what you're looking for is quality contact, and as long as you're making quality contact, it can be frustrating to be 0 for 10, but at least you feel like you're still producing in a meaningful way.
And you know, the reason it's crazy, slump comes to mind, relatively speaking, because of this team, right? 0 for 10 sounds almost unheard of. Now, she's hitting 384, which is unreal. But for this lineup, you almost, the expectation is hits all the time, it seems, right? And Davison skies this down the right field line. Foul ground, long run, out of play.
And what you're talking about is one of the reasons why softball and baseball similarly can be such a cruel game.
Oh, no doubt.
Because you can hit a ball so well. It can be right at somebody. You can hit a ball so well, and someone makes a tremendous diving play to get you out. There are so many things that are out of your control, even when you do all the things right.
When you are successful only 30% of the time, and that's good, that's telling you all you need to know. And Carly Davis, an expert at bat, draws the walk, just kept working the count. Now she's aboard.
And that shows me, that at bat right there, shows me that Davison isn't pressing because of the 0 for 10. She didn't expand the zone. She fouled off some close pitches. That was a pitch that was low, down close to the turf. She let it go, drew the walk.
And those are at-bats that you typically only see from a veteran. Davison, a veteran, certainly. She's aboard now over at first base. Senior from Torrance, California, transfer from Utah was Davison. Reagan Johnson now back to the top of the lineup. Johnson's 0 for 2 with the walk, and she's ahead in the count 2-0 against Lucy Crowder. Well, the sophomore from Louisville, Texas, came in relief of Bailey Runner. Fouled away.
I like the idea to go upstairs against a lefty slapper. It's always a little bit more difficult for them to connect cleanly on a rise ball just because they're usually moving through the box.
Still a hitter's count for Reagan Johnson, 2-1. That one's sliced into left center field. Long run for Renee Christian. She's got wheels, though, and she makes it look easy.
That's a good scout. Christian was already drawn in. Started off in a good place. You can see there on the left side of your screen already kind of around that Ace Sun logo here on the turf, and makes what would be a difficult tweener look like a routine pop out.
And then when you pair that with Renee Christian's speed, it
oh
was
yeah, can of corn.
Can of corn. That's exactly what I was thinking. So here's Brindley
It's
Bay.
getting spooky.
I'm telling you, we're in tandem here. Goodness gracious.
Well, we
Brindley
knew
Bay.
that when we both wrote the lineups incorrectly on the exact same way before the game started.
That's right. We both were sitting there filling up the lineups and said, "Oh my goodness!" And you said something similar. I'm like, what'd you do? I said, "Well, I put the lineup on." You're like, I did too. Okay, this is getting weird. 1 ball, no strikes to Brindley Bain. She's 1 for 2 today. Doubled her last time up. Drove in 2 runs. That was against Lucy Crowder. Final line on Bailey Runner. She goes 3 1/3 innings, gives up 5 runs, all of them earned. And then Crowder's now gone an inning and a third with 2 earned runs given up. One. Slap to the left side. Brandon scoops it up. Throw to first is on the money. And that will end the inning. Crowder works around the 1-out walk. It's still 7-2 Hogs. UCA's got work to do as they head to the bottom of the 5th. In Conway, Arkansas, 7-2 Hogs lead, trying to pick up this sweep on the season between Central Arkansas. Bears trailing 7-2 as Arkansas heading to the bullpen. New arm for Arkansas, Peyton Burnham, the sophomore from Eugene, Oregon. She will face Renee Christian, top of the lineup for UCA. Chance their 3rd time through. First time facing Peyton Burnham, though. Burnham on the season's got a 2.43 ERA. She's 7-2. 50 in a third innings pitched for Burnham. Only 14 earned runs. 28 strikeouts to 7 walks, too. That's crazy.
Well, a couple of things that Arkansas and Courtney Deifel are doing as Christian takes a called strike. They don't really have an established number 2 yet. It's more pitch by committee once you get past Robin Heron, and then it has its benefits, but it also has its detractions. So this really a good opportunity to get some other arms in, to get some work before you jump back into SEC play. Now, Burnham going to be a little bit more vertical through the zone.
That would chop softly to the right side. Going to be a tough play, but Tiana Bell made it smoothly. Had to hurry, glove, and step on the bag. That was a nice play.
I mean, I've seen a lot of things since I started playing softball around the age of 6. To be this rush to make a routine ground out to first base, like it's mind-boggling to be that fast.
Absolutely insane. But Burnham gets the out.
And that's really where Burnham shined. She's allowing the defense to work behind her. And you saw a great example of it there from Bell, having to make a routine play that was anything but routine.
Burnham, D1 softball and Softball America, freshman All-American a year ago. That's some high, high honors for Peyton Burnham. Addie Graham. Ripped fair down the right field line into the corner. She's thinking triple. In, standing up, Addie Graham, a 3-bagger.
My goodness, can Addie Graham move? That's the first time I've seen her really stretch an extra base hit. And she just looked like she was gliding around the base paths. Gets the ball on the inner part of the plate. Caught a little bit too much, just absolutely rips it down the first base line, turned on it quickly, got the barrel out in front. That allowed her to get that drive down the line, and then it was off to the races.
Addie Graham can get up and go. Now Trinity Brandon a chance to cut into the lead a little bit more. And you know, when you're down, you're playing a team like Arkansas. It's all about chipping away, right? When you get chances, you just got to cash in when you get opportunities. You're not going to get it all back at once, and you hope your pitching staff can hold, but you just got to get one run, 2 runs here or there when you can.
And I think what you're seeing from UCA tonight is that resiliency that Kayla Lucas talked about. 7-2, they don't feel like they're out of it. They feel like they can still chip away. And you got to do it on offense. You have to plate some runs, and then you're right, hope that the defense is strong enough to play behind you.
7 runs on 9 base hits for Arkansas. 2 6-1, the line score for UCA. That's a good pitch from Burnham, and it's 2-2.
Went off speed, caught the outside part of the plate. That's a great spot for off speed. If you're going to go off speed, I like it down. I like it on the outer part of the plate. That's going to be the 2 areas in which it's going to be the most difficult to handle as a hitter.
You're less likely to do as much damage as well, right?
If you're going to go off speed, you can't miss with off speed.
No, good teams will make you pay offensively, and UCA is a good team offensively, so is Arkansas. Payoff pitch, that one rises too much out of the zone, and a free pass.
We've complimented the way that Arkansas draws walks and the way they've battled inside the box. Same thing goes there for Trinity Brandon. Had a couple of borderline pitches, didn't bite. Able to work a walk, and now UCA, they're dangerous with runners on the corners because of how much they like to run, put runners in motion, apply pressure, because a first and third situation, you work on it all the time at practice, but it has that ability to go awry.
Certainly does. Arkansas was one of the tops in the country defensively all season. That one's hit sharply to third. They're going to roll it up the middle. Double play. McDowell with a quick turn, and the twin killing to end the inning.
Arkansas's defense showing out. This ball hit on a rope, sucked up by McDowell, and then how about that turn at second by Davis? 5-4-3 in the books as we go to the top of the 6th.
back to Conway, Arkansas. Central Arkansas and Arkansas faced many times over the years, but UCA got the best of Arkansas in 2023. The dream season for the Bears.
Yeah, tremendous season, ended in the Tuscaloosa Regional. They won a game there. That April 11th game, Caleb Beaver pitched a complete game. It was a 4-0 victory, and they really took it to Robin Herron in that game. That was a big statement win, big statement season for UCA.
Caleb Beaver ended up transferring to pitch in Alabama. Jordan Johnson playing professionally currently in Mexico, and Coach Lucas said that she was pivotal. She was an assistant for Coach Parsons and Coach Lucas after graduation, and in recruiting both Emery Boland and Jaylee White. Two really standout freshman pitchers now for Central Arkansas.
And Jordan Johnson had the opportunity to go elsewhere after that season.
Yeah,
I got a chance to see Jordan Johnson in the Florida Gulf Coast Summer League prior to the 2023 season. She had a good 2022, but just fell in love with UCA, what it was about, wanted to stay and finish the work that she had started, and that's what she saw in both Jaylee White and Emery Boland.
You know, Jaylee White's only about 30 minutes away from Jordan Johnson's hometown, so they knew each other a little bit just from location and hometowns. And then Boland came to a lot of camps that Jordan Johnson obviously helped with at UCA. Great connection between both of them. And you're right. I think that spoke a lot of Jordan Johnson, volumes of her as a player to stick with Central Arkansas after having many opportunities to go elsewhere, as Ella McDowell tags that deep left. A laser, and it's gone. Her second of the day.
McDowell can hurt you in so many different ways. She got it done defensively and eating it up over there along the first base sideline. That ball got out of here in a hurry, and those line drive home runs are the ones you know you made the best contact with. She let that ball get so deep, but what that does as a hitter is it allows you to keep all of that force, all of that power behind the ball, and when you unleash, it's like a spring.
Certainly is. That's the third home run of the game for Arkansas. Two now by McDowell, and then Dakota Kennedy hit the other one.
I lost the over-under.
That's right. We talked about it before the game. I said 3 home runs, over-under on 3 home runs.
I took the under, which was not a smart decision.
So I naturally had to take the opposite, because we can't both pick the under. But
No.
I might have picked the under if I had picked first, so who knows. The way these two teams played earlier this year, now, like, it was colder conditions. There were no home runs.
I mean, no home runs, colder conditions, a little bit windier. That one going to get foul for this called strike. But, you know, it's not exactly warm today in Conway, so these aren't conditions in which the ball is more likely to travel. I mean, when it gets colder, as sports do, the balls contract. They become a little bit harder. Typically, you see balls really start to pop and fly when you get some of those high heat days without the humidity.
Yeah, that's right. And there's less humidity today, naturally, because of the weather. As Kennedy fouls away that pitch to stay alive. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
As I say, it's Arkansas, so just stick around for another day or two.
If you don't like the weather, just wait till tomorrow. It'll probably change. 8-2 now the score for Arkansas on the top of the 6th. 1-2 to Dakota Kennedy. Man, didn't miss by much.
Maybe a ½ inch off of the outside plate. Went there with the off speed. I like the sequence. I like the decision. That's just a tough break on a call.
The pitch from Crowder previous almost looked like it stopped in time. It was so much velocity. It's deceiving. It looks like like it's coming in a heater, and then it just completely falls off.
I mean, at 52 miles an hour, you know, those are speeds that you're seeing like in high school. So to adjust to that at 3 feet further back, it does feel like those changeups are suspended.
3-2 to Kennedy, out in front off the dugout.
Watch out. Head on a swivel.
To say the least. You know, Dakota Kennedy almost hit us earlier. Now she's over there hitting the dugout.
I know, just everyone's got a target out here.
Well, you know, they talked about Dakota Kennedy's baking skills. That's something she likes to do in her free time.
Draws the walk there. I always appreciate a teammate that's willing to bake. get some long road trips. You need some snacks.
He said she can make some mean cinnamon rolls. I said I'd love to get get on the order list to make some, to get some of those. There's that line drive foul. Well, the conversation with Lucy Crowder, and I think her night is gonna be done. Emery Bolin coming out into the circle. We'll tell you about her when we return. Going to the freshman arm, Emery Bolin from Pea Ridge, former Blackhawk. She's pitched 51 and a third innings this year. So Coach Lucas has gone to her freshman time and time again.
You know, this is a great opportunity here for Emery Bolin to get some meaningful reps against Arkansas. Bolin going to be pitched to contact. She's given up 56 hits in 51 and a third innings. Really going to have to trust that defense to play behind her here.
Bolin will face Tiana Bell. That's a tall order. Tiana Bell hitting the ball well. She is 2 for 3 tonight. Couple of singles, and every ball that she seemed to hit has found the barrel.
It's really this Arkansas lineup, just a murderer's row. There is no let up. You really get a sense of why they're going to contend in the conference.
That ball is driven to deep left field, but foul, and Emery Bolin ahead, no balls and 2 strikes. You know, Bolin's played on this field before. Pea Ridge, a very good softball school, so in state championship times, Bolin's been around. She's played some high-stake moments throughout her high school career. 0-2 trying to climb the ladder.
You know, you mentioned Tiana Bell, a pair of hits. She's been down 0-2 in the count every time tonight. And you want to talk about the sign of a good hitter, a quality hitter, when you can still get down in the count and still be productive.
Reminded me of A.J. Swader from baseball this past weekend.
My goodness.
0-2 to Bell, fouled away.
Well, you could have just said that about the entire Bellarmine team on Saturday, where all of their runs came with 2 outs.
That was as clutch as it gets. And I think that's the sign of a healthy offense, too. When you've got a team that you really have to get 3 outs every time, you've got to get out of the inning, or they're going to do damage in any count, in any out sequence.
That's exactly what you see from Arkansas.
Absolutely. That's why, I mean, time and time again, you feel like you're out of an inning, and all it takes is one big swing, 2-run bomb, solo bomb, whatever. They apply pressure at any given time. 1-2 to Bell, went up and got it. Past the diving shortstop to the fence. They'll wave home Kennedy. She'll score easily. Tiana Bell, a stand-up double.
Oh, my goodness, you talk about producing. That ball was out of the zone. Bell gets on top of this. This is a rise ball. Look at where it goes. That ball is shoulders high, gets on top of it, still gets quality enough contact to drive it out into left center field. And then Dakota Kennedy, we saw earlier that she ran the base as well. There was never a hesitation. They were sending her all the way, and she scores easily.
Tiana Bell got topspin on that ball. Here's how I know. It hit the fence,
and kicked,
and it kept going forward. That's what made it tough for him to dig it out there in left center. We'll have a runner for Tiana Bell over at second after the RBI double. It'll be Kyler Del Duca, the freshman from Chino Hills High School in Chino, California. Kaylee Wyckoff getting set to dig in for Arkansas, now up 9-2.
That's the thing that makes Arkansas so dangerous. And we referenced it when they played at 5 runs in the top of the 4th inning, how they can just jump on you without warning. But because of their ability to go 1 to 9, and again, they can also bring in bats off of the bench, there's never a portion as an opponent where you feel safe. You don't feel comfortable. And again, we saw them capitalize on UCA's mistakes, the walks, the errors. There just is no room for margin at all.
They're a team that if you give them an inch, they'll take a mile. And then some.
It feels like they're going to run all the way to get there.
Arkansas won 10-2 via the run rule in Bogle Park last week. They need one more run to hold, and then they would be in that category again.
I'm very quickly closing in on the program record set last year, 23 run rule victories. Again, we're only in the late stages of March.
Yeah, that's stupid. Wyckoff smokes that off of Bowen.
No.
Oh, no. That'll be a single, and, well, you never like to see that.
That one hurt. That is right off of the shin. There is no protective padding there. And a round of applause as Bolin gets to her feet, but they're going to check her out.
So runners at third, nobody out. Wyckoff the single, her first of the game. Good to see Bolin get up on her own feet, though.
Yeah, tried to get out of the way, but just square on the front of that shin. That's just a spot that's unfortunate. You try to get out of the way, try to let it go through if you can't field it. And they're going to give her a couple of warm-up pitches just to make sure that she's okay. But, you know, for all the padding that you have, sometimes your elbow guards and your face guards, there's just nothing there to protect your shin. And with the technology and the advancements, those balls are coming off the bat so much harder, so much faster than they used to.
I'll tell you, partner, I've been in the box and I've taken, it's a little different, but I've taken some from a pitcher, right? Elbow,
I'll tell you, partner, I took one off of the chest when I was playing third base off a line drive.
Yeah, forget it. They all feel bad, right?
That one, yeah, that one did not feel good. No,
shins are up there.
Right, I mean, it's right underneath that skin. And I'll tell you, I still remember the girl that hit me. I was playing third base. This was back when I was in high school. We were playing in a tournament in Maryland. It was an inside pitch. I never saw it. And it hit me in, it's before we wore face masks too.
Oh, man.
So it hit me square in the left shoulder. It kept going into the outfield. She got a double.
Goodness. Yeah, that tells me everything I need to know.
I'm just lucky it wasn't a few inches. Of course I stayed in the game. Our producer, Michael Deere, just asked me if I stayed in the game. Like, what kind of question is that? Of course I did. And we won the tournament, by the way. But just very lucky that ball wasn't a couple inches in and a couple inches up.
Of course, Dorn, you got that dog in you. Of course you're staying in.
I used to be athletic.
I think you still got it. First and third, nobody out after. Glad to see Bolin's okay. She'll stay in the game. Natalia Rijo standing in. She singled her last time up and drove it a run 2 for 3 today.
Ava Carter in for Arkansas, taking second base on the first pitch.
Carter, the sophomore from Paragould, a Greene County Tech product. One 0 to Rijo. Off speed misses low.
Arkansas right now really with the luxury of being selective. They're up 9-2, top 6, runners on second and third. So you're in a potential run rule situation, nobody out.
Rijo got a chance to dig in. 2-0, takes it up. 3 balls, no strikes on the rise. This is the second time that Bolin has faced Arkansas. She pitched last week, an inning, gave up 5 runs. None of them earned, though. She's got a 4.09 ERA as a freshman through 51 and a third innings pitched. 3-0 pitch. Rijo swinging, going opposite field, off the base of the wall. 2-run double for Natalia Rijo, and it's 11-2 Hogs.
I mean, just the way with which Arkansas can get on you offensively, and I sound like a broken record. This is a 3-0 ball. Usually hitters are taking all the way. Rijo sees something that's in her zone, goes green light after it, and just absolutely smashes it.
Jaden Wells will run now for Rijo at second base. Junior from Paris, Arkansas. we'll also have a pinch hitter, Ramsey Walker. Will bat for Kennedy Miller. Well, what a season Ramsey Walker is having. Very talented offensive player. Got good speed out in the outfield as well.
Pinch running for Arkansas at second base, Jaden Wells.
So Ramsey Walker, sophomore from Shreveport, Louisiana. Still waiting for her to get the signal to come
Now batting
up to the bat.
number 16, Ramsey Walker.
And these are the opportunities that Courtney Deifel really wanted for her team. Hasn't been able to get them because, again, of those run rule victories. Right now they're in line to get another. But these players, such as Ramsey Walker, and on the other side for Emery Bolin as she delivers the first pitch strike, you know, these players are going to be important once you get into conference play. This game is great in terms of what it means for the state, but both of these teams really more focused on what they do on the weekends in conference play.
No doubt about that. And that's what you're setting up for, right? I mean, yeah, it's nice if you can win here, whether you're UCA or Arkansas, but conference play is where it matters most, and that's what you've really got to gear yourself up for. And we talked about Arkansas having options. Ramsey Walker, a 389 hitter. She's one of those players that's got 9 starts, but she hasn't been the everyday starter because it's tough to find a spot for. Popped up right side to second. LJ Smith is there. But Walker hitting 389, that's going to start in just about any lineup across the country. It's just Arkansas's offense is so deep, they'll have another pinch hitter to step in. It's going to be Ashton Reichart, the Katy, Texas product. She and Wyckoff, both from Katy High School.
Pinch hitting for Arkansas, number 5, Ashton Reichart.
Katy, really a hotbed of talent down there in Texas.
Hey, there's 3 in the line. I mean, Cam Harrison's went to Katy High School. Now Reichart, she's a prime example, too, of an offensive player hitting 300. Has a home run on the season. That stayed the course. I mean, there are tons of weapons in this Arkansas lineup that are on the bench. Naturally, are getting some playing time now. 0-1's up and away.
And you really need those players, again, once you're getting into conference play. You need to be able to have somebody reliable that you can turn to off of your bench that can produce. Because for whatever reason, once you get deep into conference play, you get into the postseason, you know, you might have a player that just hits a slump at the wrong time.
An actual slump.
Yeah, I mean, you never know how the season is going to progress. And so you need to have players that are backing up, that are available, that you can turn to, that you can rely on. And it's as much about having confidence in them as it is about them buying into their role.
Reichart to second, rolls over, and that is out number 2.
So for Central Arkansas, they're going to need a tremendous comeback in this game. They'll need 1 run to try and keep it alive pending the outcome of this at bat. But, you know, they're going to step back into conference play. And for UCA conference, even more important than it is for Arkansas, because the Atlantic Sun's going to be a 1-bid league.
That's right. Don't have quite the luxury. That's a great point. Well, it would be top of the lineup, Reagan Johnson. It'll be Jaden Ramos. Set to pinch hit for Johnson. Ramos hitting a .167 on the year, but coach said she's had a lot of atom balls. She's hit the ball sharply, just maybe an unfortunate due to where she's hit it. 1-0 pitch, big, healthy cut, but comes up empty.
One of those cuts that if it makes contact, that's a see you later ball rather than an atom ball.
That's right. Ramos hit a home run last year. It was a run rule walk-off at home. It was her first career home run collegiately. A little half-hearted swing that time, and it's 1-2.
I like that pitch from Bolin, though. That had a little extra pop on it, had some nice movement. That was multi-planal. It was coming in and up.
Emery Bolin trying to strike out Ramos. The 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Bolin gets the strikeout, and it ends the inning, but UCA's got work to do to keep the game alive. They'll need at least 2. They trail 11-2 heading to the bottom of the 6th.
From the bluegrass of Kentucky, the Arkansas River, to the beautiful beaches of Florida, from the bustling streets of Nashville to the soulful sounds of Muscle Shoals and its vibrant cities. Fueled by growth, the Atlantic Sun operates in the fastest growing region in America and broadcasts in over 20 million homes. We're everywhere you want to be, with access to 9 of the nation's top 80 media markets, including an impressive 6 in the top 50. Our 12-member institutions provide every collegiate experience, from public to private to faith-based. All of our member institutions are located in the top 30 states with the most rapid growth, including 8 members located in the top 6. From the beaches to the mountains, the Atlantic Sun is the destination.
Take on college at UCA.
Where community starts on campus and the world is waiting right outside your door.
This is excellence made affordable.
Take on top programs that turn into real careers.
Because Central is more than our name. It's our place and yours.
So be a leader.
Blaze a trail.
Work, play, perform.
UCA has everything.
So you can take on anything.
The University of Central Arkansas.
Welcome back to Conway, Arkansas. JB Brazil and Dorian Kraft, glad you've been with us for a fun night of softball. More softball ahead for Arkansas as SEC play continues. Florida coming to town, and obviously Auburn at home as well before road trips to Mississippi State. And then Coach DJ Gasso will be reunited with his mom Patty at Oklahoma before Missouri will come to town. Coach Teifel knows how important that weekend series is with Florida. She's talked about how they like to cram those weekends in the invitationals so they get ready for conference play.
And the SEC is such a gauntlet when you go through the course of the entire season. Making some changes.
Okay, I think we're ready to go now. Home plate umpire was making some changes in the books. Here we go for Central Arkansas against Peyton Burnham. It's going to be Caitlin Graham, LJ Smith, and Grace Molitor. Due up, 5, 6, 7. Lily Hood will bat if anyone reaches. Again, UCA going to need at least 2 to extend the ball game.
Ramsey Walker being inserted out into right field after coming on.
Walker, a really good defensive right fielder. Looks like Brinley Bain might be behind the dish now as well for Arkansas. 1-2 to Graham. Chops softly up the middle. McDowell cuts it off. Throws in one motion. A thing of beauty, and that's the first out.
Again, took the words out of my mouth because I was going to say that is such a thing of beauty to watch. As a former third baseman, you are trained to get anything that you can get to, cutting it off, and McDowell has such a great read off of the bat and a tremendous first step. Just absolutely took that ball away from Rio. I love the way that she ranges.
So being a former third baseman, an ACC champion, you give McDowell a 10 out of 10 on that whole effort?
Oh, 100%. I mean,
high praise.
For the last 6 years, so the better part of a decade, Arkansas has been blessed with incredibly tremendous third basemen. Hannah Gamble, obviously the standard.
That's right.
She was so good at that spot for so long, and then McDowell coming in right behind her. A lot of times that can be a hard spot to fill, and Coach Teifel talked about that last year and just said, Ella McDowell is just comfortable being Ella McDowell. We don't need her to be anyone else. She doesn't feel like she needs to be anybody else.
And if you keep that even further, Autumn Russell, a Greenbrier product, playing third before Gamble. Really in that staple years, it was Autumn Russell, now Autumn Busick, her senior year for Coach Teifel when she arrived, that they kind of got over the hump and they became what is Arkansas softball now. Not that it was a bad Arkansas team, but Coach Teifel has elevated them to new heights, and they're relevant, and it's a landing spot. You see by the recruits that they get.
Yeah, and it's a full team effort because on those teams also you had the addition of Mary Half and Autumn Storms as that ball gets out of play. And so the buy-in that you have to have when you are a middling program in the SEC. Arkansas is not that anymore, but they spend a lot of time at the bottom of the conference. They spend a fair amount of years at the middle. And so the confidence that you have to have as a player in the willingness to go in and to be gritty and to stay the course, I mean, that says so much about the players upon which this program has been built.
That's right, the pillars to get here that Coach Dapple's put together. Comebacker to the circle, Burnham's there, and 2 are gone.
I'm going to tell you, that didn't look like a pitcher with that field, that arm. That's a gun.
It sure was. She's played a little infield in her time. She must have.
Certainly looks like it.
As
that was
much
smooth.
as we've talked about the defense and third base, I mean, Riho, her gloves, just so dynamic. But even for Central Arkansas, you know, last year having Kylie Griffin and Maddie Young, the staple the last couple of years on that left side of the infield, you could argue they're one of the best defensively in all of college softball, certainly at the mid-major level over the last couple of years.
Oh, absolutely. Kylie Griffin on staff as a graduate assistant this year, as a called strike. And talking to Coach Lucas before the game, you know, we asked about the relationship on the left side of the infield because it's been so good over the last 4 years. And she said, you know what, they initially, or not initially, but they have really coalesced, have Molitor and Brandon over there. It was immediate for them.
And both of those transfers. And those are big shoes to fill in with Maddie Young at short and then Kylie Griffin at third. And they have really not missed a beat. 2-1 check swing. This could end it. Burnham to first, and that'll do it. Arkansas, the run roll victory, 11-2, as they take both games on the season against the Bears. It's been a fun night from Conway. Dorian, your final thoughts?
I mean, I think this is just what you should expect from Arkansas. It doesn't matter if it's a bit of a slower start, if they give up an early run. They are so capable top to bottom, and then once they get going offensively, it is so difficult to slow them down to stop. There are some silver linings, some good takeaways from UCA, but just too much firepower at the end of the day for Arkansas. 19 run rule victories by March 24th.
That is saying something. The power is legit for Arkansas. They improved to 28-4 overall in the season, with Florida coming up next. Central Arkansas drops to 21-13. They'll be at home against Austin Peay to continue conference play. That's going to do it tonight for us from Conway. For my partner, Dorian Kraft, and the rest of our wonderful ESPN Plus crew, I'm JV Brazil saying so long from Conway, where tonight Arkansas knocks off UCA 11-2.